Good morning, it's Erica with C Squared Farms, and today I'm going to show you how I get my baby quail out of the incubator and get them all set up in the house in a temporary brooder for a week. So with quail being itty bitty when they're born, I've noticed even with the crumble game bird feed, they still have a little bit of a hard time eating. So what I do is put a little bit of this in my chopper here and kind of make it a little more powdery for them to make it a little bit easier for them to eat. Alrighty, let's give her a go here. Now you can see that it still is solid, okay? So it's not like dust. It's still solid, but it's just little bitty smaller bites for them. It's just they have itty bitty teeny tiny mouths, so it's just really better for them if you grind it up just a little bit more, okay? Okay, so I just use a large plastic tote. You want to make sure that it's going to be big enough that it fits your little heat hut, and you still have space down here for them to get away from the heat and also to put their food in water. Once you have had this set up and turned on, make sure you do that. Make sure you turn it on, you give it time to regulate and get warm and be warm enough that you can put your chicks under here. And you can just kind of feel. These things don't get super hot like you would think they do, but I have mine down almost on the lowest setting, and that keeps them, and what I mean by lowest setting is it's close to the ground here. I mean, you can just barely see underneath with me putting my phone flat on the floor here. So it's adjustable. These have little click things. Take this out and show you. These little things, you push in the buttons and you can lift it up and down. I always start about right here. You can see that first little knot right there. I start there and I leave it just a few pegs above that. Beginning, I like to keep the food and water close to the heat hut. That way they can just come out, get a drink, get a bite, and run back in real quick. It keeps them, their body temperature good and regulated. And these guys, like I said, they only stay in here between 5 to 7 days. Just enough to keep a good eye on them inside. Make sure, you don't have any problems. These guys like to drown themselves, so I will go over that here in just a second on what kind of waterer to use for them. But the problem I have with this tote that I have is you can see how it has this, so it dips down. The bottom is kind of the same way. So if you can get a flat tote at the bottom, no lifting, no lip or anything like that, it's completely flat. That's going to be better for you as far as, the pine chips shifting, and maybe it's tilted to a side, and then that ends up getting all the wood chips wet, and then you're going to come in here and you're going to look under your brooder and you don't hear anything, and all your babies are sopping wet and probably not going to make it. So I say this from experience. I've had that happen to me, and I actually lost almost all of my hatch one time. So if you can do a flat one, that will be great. These guys are only going to be in here in this one until tomorrow. I have a friend coming to pick up all these hatchlings. So in the meantime, I am looking for a newer tote to be able to not have to be concerned about that so much. One of the most important things is these little bitty tiny lipped bottoms for the waterer, okay? Literally, it's probably about a ½ an inch wide all the way around. You can see it that way. Not the big ones, you need the little one. I say that because if a quail can get in this little bitty spot right here and dance around in it, they'll drown themselves. Why? Because quail want to drown themselves. I don't know why they do that, they just do. They're not the smartest birds, but we absolutely love them here on the farm. So you have to take all the precautions and all the good measurements to make sure that you are doing the best you can with keeping these guys safe, because they don't know how to do that very well when they're first born. So 31 out of 33 of our chicks hatched. We're super excited. Like I said, most of these guys are going to be leaving here tomorrow, but all is well. Happy little babies. When I put these guys in here, I dip their little beaks in water so they know where the water is, just like a baby chick, okay? And then I throw them under the little heat hut. Uh-oh, we have an escape artist. Three. I put apple cider vinegar also in my water, just a little tiny bit. Thing I forgot to tell you in the beginning was before I put down the pine chips, I usually lay down like a trash bag or puppy pads, something underneath. That way the cleanup is a lot easier. So when you can take them out and change their litter, you can just pick up a corner of that, roll it to the center, and pop it out. These guys seem happy. They're absolutely adorable. Got some pretty cool, unique looking ones. I love this guy. He, she, boy, whatever it is. So cute. Let's see if any more come out that look neat. I believe this guy, well, where'd it go? Look at this one. It's like cinnamon. Pretty cool looking. This one's also like that blue hue. It's like a lavendery with the red. Whoops! Where you going? Get down there. And this one's cool. It's like a reverse. Really pretty. Alright guys, I'll be back to check on you in just a little bit. Okay, so that's how I get my quail started. Like I said, in about 4 or 5 days typically, I would take them out to the big brooder in the barn and basically do the same thing, except for just, you know, have to switch them over at that point. They're big enough to be able to eat the regular quail food, so that's it. I mean, if you can get them past that first 5, 7 days, you got it licked. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.